Hello and welcome to Channel 5's brand new show, Focus on Westville, where you, the viewer, will learn everything about the gateway to South Jersey. Today's show is being filmed in the brand new Borough Building in Westville, New Jersey, 165 Broadway. And today I'm joined with the Mayor of Westville, Mr. Russ Welsh. Thank you for joining us for tonight, Mr. Mayor.
My pleasure.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions about the town, things that are going on within the town, and of course about yourself. So how long have you been mayor of the town?
I've been mayor since 2008. Prior to that, I was a councilman since 1999, so I've been here for a little while.
Okay. What made you want to go into politics and serve the people of the town?
Travis, you know, it's pretty funny. I was one of those folks that always sat in the back of a council meeting and asked a lot of questions. And someday somebody said, you know, instead of sitting back there asking all those questions, you should run for council. And here I am, many, many years later.
Nice. What kind of challenges do you face as a mayor of a small town like this?
Well, you said it in your question, small town is a challenge. Always trying to find a way to keep doing everything that we do for our residents in town with keeping, unfortunately, that nasty word tax rate down. And we just try to do everything we can on the penny, so to speak, and do what's right for the residents of the town as we try to do that. And that's what we keep in mind as we're doing it.
This is very important. As mayor over the last few years, what have you seen change in town?
Well, we're sitting in some change, but really from everyone to different type of demographics in the area, in the county shifting. We've had with the influx of some of the tax issues in town, we've come across some homes that are being unfortunately abandoned throughout the town because people can no longer afford to pay their mortgages. So we have some vacancies that popped up in town. But again, we're back on the road to recovery, I believe. We've got some nice improvements coming into town. We've got some new residents coming into town, and really looking forward to a bright future.
So I definitely see the town improving a lot. There's a bunch of residents, it seems like, doing a bunch of stuff down here on Ammonesen, improving things. Definitely downtown improving things, which is really nice. Definitely nice for the town, bringing in new people, new residents, and such, making the town definitely look a lot better. So what kind of change, with the exception of some of the things you talked about, bringing in residents and stuff, what kind of changes as mayor would you like to see?
Well, I would love to continue to see our downtown developed. We've got some new businesses that recently came into town, and I'd love to continue to have the downtown start to thrive with additional new businesses. Again, we have with the transition from all of our municipal buildings into one, we've recently opened up our community center down at 1035 Broadway, which gives our residents an opportunity to host birthday parties or any type of family event that they may not be able to fit into their residency. So I think that's a positive for the residents of the town. And just continue to listen to the residents' concerns and continue to address them the best we can.
What were some of the deciding factors? I know you have the building over there on Crown Point Road. What were some of the deciding factors in purchasing the new building? What was like one big thing that said, you know what, we need to move into a new building, you know, we need to get this done, it'll definitely improve the town?
Yeah, so we've been talking about it for many, many years, and in 2008 when I took over as mayor, it became a sort of one of the burning items on the agenda. And what really forced us to get serious about it over the last couple of years was just our building starting to deteriorate. The Crown Point building, where our police department is and where our council chambers are, really requires a lot of work, and quite frankly, it was to the point where it was putting good money into bad. So over the past couple of years, we just became committed to the cause and ended up deciding to make the purchase of where we sit this evening and slowly move everybody into one building under the same. But it was really just looking at the finances of keeping all the buildings up and putting the money into them to recover them, and it just didn't make sense to do that anymore.
Was there, before this building here, was there any other locations you were looking at for possibly moving the borough there?
Sure.
Within town?
Sure. We talked about possibly additions on some of our existing buildings, and that didn't make too much sense. We looked at the old bank right next door to our building here. We looked at that as an opportunity, but it just didn't have the space that we wanted. Parking was a bit of a challenge there as well. And we also looked at the old Union Firehouse right in the middle of town. But quite frankly, that was a bit too big for our needs. And we came across the building that we sit in, and we feel pretty good we made the right decision with this building.
Was there simply why downtown? Why did you want to move, from where, with the issues you had with the building being small and other things and putting good money after bad, why downtown did you want, to have it here?
Great question. So this is downtown. It's really the center of our town. And we've got our businesses. We're trying to promote our downtown district. So what a better way of an opportunity to sort of put our money where our mouth is and put our presence in downtown. It gives us not only the presence of the administrative building, but also in our downtown where we're looking to become a thriving downtown facility. We've got our police here now too. So we've got everybody right in the middle of town, and we think it was a win for everybody.
Very nice. How long has this building project been underway?
From initial conception to today, about 3 years, all in.
Okay. Is there any other, what is the final completion date, if there is one? I understand construction and there's things that,
Sure.
Not every deadline can be met. So what's the completion date per se, and what is the next phase of
Okay.
that project?
Sure. Where we sit this evening is our council chambers and our courtroom. We had our first meeting here on September 9th. Our courts met that following Wednesday, so they're in the building active. Our court administrative offices are open for business in here. Right now, quite honestly, we were waiting on the completion of an elevator on the police department side. We had to put an elevator to the second floor there.
All right.
So the elevator shaft is being constructed as we speak. Within any hope, the police department we could start moving in the police any day based on some inspections that we're required to have. So I would hope by Christmas we should be almost everybody in their positions
Very nice,
in the
very
building.
nice. Definitely look forward to that, and I know citizens look forward to that as well. So keeping on the same topic of downtown, what new businesses within the last year, within the last 2 years, have moved in downtown?
Okay, so we've got a new Italian restaurant called Speranza. They're new to the neighborhood. We've got a couple of real estate, I'm not sure to call them broker, I guess is the best terminology, but took over the old hardware store on Broadway. We've got the water purification company that purchased the corner of Pine and Broadway, 200 Broadway. Trying to think of anybody else downtown. On the flip side of our building that we sit today, we've got a new contractor who has recently taken over the old JDL property in the process of rehabbing that facility. He's actually up and running as a business. Another plumbing facility has recently moved in behind the old Vig's Auto Repair. So we've got some activity right here in this downtown.
That's
district.
perfect. That's perfect, definitely for a downtown, thriving downtown. Without getting into too much detail or anything that you can't tell us, what new industries or businesses are moving into downtown? Is there anything on the horizon that we're looking at, possibilities?
Nothing that we can really disclose, but just be known that we're actively looking for different avenues to continue to bring businesses and ultimately ratables into the town of Westville.
Nice. So if anyone watching or anyone within town that doesn't know, is there someone they can talk to in town, or someone if they say, hey, I own a business, I would love to have it downtown, it would be perfect for this downtown area, or someone they know, is there someone they can contact? Who should they contact within the town?
Absolutely. They can, obviously, I'm available 24/7, but our borough administrator is probably the best avenue to take on that, and that's Bill Bittner. He's in our offices every day that we're open, and he absolutely is the linchpin for starting and having those conversations.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Any improvements to the town that the town residents can look forward to in the future? Not necessarily just downtown, but in the town itself. Obviously, not disclosing
Sure,
anything you
sure.
can't.
Sure. Every year we pride ourselves on being able to do a rehabilitation of a street throughout one street, maybe two streets, depending on what type of assistance we can get from the funding. So we've identified a couple of additional streets that we're looking to be able to rehabilitate early in the spring of next year.
Okay.
There's a lot of conversation around potentially relocating or updating the basketball courts at the pond and giving the kids of the town maybe a nicer venue somewhere else, possibly in that same vicinity, but potentially updating that as well.
Okay. Okay. Towns, small towns, large towns, a lot of them, they have downtown events or events within their town to promote, the town essentially. Is people that are looking either to move in the town or residents that have been long residents that really don't know what we do, and there are some of those. Is there, what kind of events you do within town to promote the town?
That's a great question. We, again, a little town, we pride ourselves on being able to deliver as much as we possibly can to the residents of the town. Really starts with, we can start with Christmas. Every year we do a tree lighting ceremony where Santa comes to town with a parade.
Nice.
And we offer free pictures and we give gifts away to the children down at our park, down on Delsey Drive. We've got our October Fall Festival event that just finished up today. Was another huge success for us. 4th of July, the weekend before the 4th of July, we've been doing our annual 4th of July celebration and culminating with fireworks. And then throughout the year, if there's anything that is special or any type of anniversaries, we'll engage in those as well.
Nice, perfect. Is there anything coming up or anything, I know we just had the Fall Festival event today, but is there anything coming up in the future, anything that the residents can get involved in that's happening possibly right now?
Absolutely. Glad you brought that up. We've got, we're preparing for our 100-year anniversary this coming May. So we've got a lot on our plate. We've got a really nice committee that was formed to help assist with the event. And not to put you on the spot, but I understand you are the co-chairperson
Yes,
of this
I am.
committee. But I will take the question and run with it. But yes, we've got several things coming up. Most recent coming to us is October 29th. We'll be having a basket auction fundraiser, excuse me, at the Adelphia Restaurant in Deptford, which again, we're just looking to raise money so we can have as nice of an event as we possibly can, with everything really culminating the week of May 10th. We've got a bunch of different activities that are scheduled for that week: block parties, social events, and fireworks. So yeah, this is a big one coming for us. This is our 100-year anniversary, and we're really looking forward to it. And to answer your question, if there's anyone that wants to get involved that is watching or listening, certainly our building is open. Our administrative buildings are open. You can come in and sign up. The committee meets the fourth Monday of every month at our community center at 1035 Broadway at 7 o'clock. So even if you don't want to stop in Borough Hall, feel free to have them stop down at the meeting that night, and we'll sign them up and put them to work.
Okay, so for people that are looking to purchase homes that are possibly renting now, wanting to move into a suburb from the city of Philadelphia or elsewhere, why Westville? Why is Westville such a great town to live, to grow, and to raise a family?
Great question. I'll keep it personal a little bit first, but I was born and raised in this town. So quite honestly, growing up myself and ultimately raising my family here, it's nice to have a small town where you can literally walk into a local sandwich shop, pick up a cup of coffee or a sandwich, and everybody knows your name. And it's just that small town feel. And quite honestly, if you look around, we are the gateway to South Jersey. We are part of Gloucester County, and we've got major thoroughfares to where you could literally work in the city, you could work in Atlantic City, and you've got avenues to get there in a quick period of time from our municipality. So we think it's a convenient location, but it's also that small field town that I think attracts people and quite honestly keeps people here that have been here for a long time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we mentioned about the Hunter celebration a little bit and how to get involved with that. What are some other ways that people can, whether they sit down there or want to be part of council, want to be part of land use, want to be part of this? What are other ways that they can get involved? When are those meetings? What are those times, dates, and stuff like that that people can come out to?
Sure. Well, we do have a website that we try to keep updated, and there's volunteer forms that can be filled out online, and we'll receive them in our administrative buildings. But we have, to your point, our council meetings. We're in the process of changing the schedules, but it's the second Monday of every month right
Okay.
now. Our land use planning board combined meets the first Monday of every month. And then we've got all the different organizations in town. And I can honestly say, as someone who used to sit here asking a lot of questions and ultimately getting involved, if you want to get involved, there's plenty to do. And we're always looking for volunteers and people that want to get involved.
So now the cat's out of the bag, per se, and I am the co-chair on the committee. I'm going to ask you, what events, how have the businesses in town been helping with the Hunter celebration?
Okay, good question. We recently had, actually the day before our first council meeting here, we had a crab fest that was hosted by Grabby's Cafe. And basically we sold tickets. Folks could come in for all you could eat crab and all you could eat spaghetti. And we utilized it as a fundraiser. And Grabby's was very gracious at offering to host the event. So that's one. As I stated, we've got October 29th. We're going to be doing the basket auction at Adelphia Restaurant. But quite honestly, all businesses in town are very, very receptive, and they're looking to help in any way they can.
Perfect. That definitely is a good thing. It'll definitely help moving other businesses in town. So people, residents, how can, let's say they can't get out to the meetings, but want to help and donate or anything. Is there anything that they can do, to be involved in that way?
Sure. We've got many items that we're selling that are up for sale that residents could purchase, and obviously some of those proceeds are going to come back and help us. They can recommend them to their friends and family if they like for purchase. We've got a slew of different things, from mugs to t-shirts to gold memorabilia, coins, plates, Afghans, hats, you name it. We've done a pretty good job at cornering the market there. But we also will be preparing, as the event draws nearer, I will be sending out a letter and quite honestly seeking donations. Every resident in town will be getting a letter from me just asking to support this very special event.
Nice. Have the residents been receptive to this? From what I can see as co-chair, I mean, everyone's happy and glad to be involved. But anything that you've heard that, with the residents or anything?
They've embraced it. It's pretty neat. As today's Fall Festival event, there were some folks from out of town that used to live here in town that have heard about it, and the buzz is out there. And I mean, they're not living in town, and they say, "Hey, when's the celebration going to be?" Because we've heard about it. So I think it's being well received by the residents, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
Perfect.
All right, well, you heard it here, how to get involved in town. Seems like we have some wonderful improvements, events, celebrations, and other things coming up in the near future in town. I'd like to thank the mayor for his time, the Borough Council, Channel 5 for allowing us to air this show. I'm Travis Lawrence, your host, and until next time, thanks for viewing.